Warning. This video and all other videos on this channel are for entertainment purposes only. The content of this video and all other videos on this channel are the opinions of the creator only and do not constitute legal, trading, investment, or financial advice of any kind. Investing carries a high level of risk and the majority of retail clients lose money. Do not invest any capital unless you understand the risks and you are prepared to lose it all. What up, parents? Little pattern break. If you know, you know. I've got a really exciting announcement today, so stick around, particularly if you are a gold and silver bug like I am. You will have probably noticed that I've started a countdown in the thumbnail. We've done this once or twice before on the channel, and we're about, in my humble opinion, 27 days from finding that Bitcoin cycle low. So I'm going to keep the countdown here for fun, and we're going to see how close we get to 27 days, where I believe we will finally find that low and then be completing the final leg into that left translated cycle top. Of course, if that doesn't happen and I'm invalidated on this idea, I'll shift stance as always once the market has proven me wrong. But for now, this is still the base case, around 27 days, and it should be party time for Bitcoin. Nice chart here from Kemazabi in support of this consolidation cycle. Kem uses this strange repeating patterns idea, which you probably won't have seen before unless you watch the live stream with Kemazabi in it. But I'll be really interested to see if this indeed does play out. That, of course, would be our cycle low, and that is where I would be looking to take the Bitcoin crypto-related equities trades out of that cycle low. Like I said, and as per the thumbnail, I'm expecting all of this to occur in around 27 days' time. So not a great deal going on with Bitcoin, in my humble opinion, but a very big deal going on in terms of what we've been covering on the channel for the past few days. As per yesterday's video, I said this whole bill pertaining to confiscation of Russian assets, selling them on the open market and using them to fund things against Russia. I was speculating that if we see this thing go to Senate and be approved, then it would almost certainly get approved by the president, at which point Kemazabi and I have been looking for flight of capital from the US Treasury market, and we have both been speculating that this could indeed be the catalyst to fuel this rally higher. If some of that capital gets spooked, what is it, hundreds of trillions? If some of that spook capital finds its way into risk assets, if some of this loss of confidence in the dollar presents as a weakened dollar, a heavy ask come in on the dollar, and again, a loss of confidence that causes deposit flight and capital flight into risk assets, then we may well just have found our catalyst for the final blow off top angle in the melt up. Since yesterday's video when we were talking about this, the US Senate has since approved this bill. So all that is left now is for it to go to the president, and like I said, once we get to the president, highly unlikely the president is going to shut it down. I wonder if we finally have our catalyst to see this blow off top unfold. It also begs the question in my mind, is this why reverse twist was launched? This was selling the long end of the debt, such as the mortgage backed securities, and proceeding to buy the short-term debt, the short end. I wonder if this is the bull steepening in the yield curve that they are trying to achieve to counteract the spooked capital that they're probably going to see as a result of this. If indeed I am right, and this is indeed the catalyst to see markets move higher, and if indeed I am right that we are about to set those third and final angles in the stock market and in Bitcoin, as well as see gold and silver come swinging out of their daily cycle lows, then I would expect every last retail investor to get sucked into this market during this rally without knowing what's going to happen next. As I've been saying over and over, this has been the most angriest, most doubted, most shorted, saltiest, most toxic rally I've ever seen in my entire career. That's because none of it made sense. Most people missed out on a great deal of it. The whole way up, people have been saying, nope, lower high, nope, bull trap, nope, lower high, failed rally, another bull trap. And I said, once we get to the top, we will indeed see the double top gang. Well, surprise, surprise, okay? The double top gang are now out in full force, calling this the most beautiful double top they've ever seen in their lives. I hate to break it to them. I do not think we are there yet. I do not think this is indeed a double top, and I think we are about to come swinging out of our cycle lows and make new highs. Of course, I've been saying over and over again, if we indeed do that, if indeed I turn out to be right and we set that third and final blow off top angle, then you are going to see everyone that has been doubting this rally the whole way up, as I was just saying, and even now speculating we're at double top, they're going to be forced to capitulate, throw money in at all-time highs, and unfortunately that is just how the game works. And also remember, in terms of sentiment, okay, yes, people were very bullish before we started to find these cycle lows, but what do the cycle lows do? They serve to flush the sentiment and reset it before we can move higher again. The reason I'm so sure that we are not at the top yet, this is not going to be a double top, and that we do indeed have more upside ahead of us, is because these bulls are not euphoric. Even at all-time highs, when people are very bullish, it only takes 1 or 2 or 3 at the most weekly candles and a decline of less than 8% top to the bottom to have all of that conviction, all of that bullish sentiment completely erased, and to see double top callers and doubters and fear come back to this market. This top is no way near at the sentiment extreme I would expect to see at the top. At the top, people are usually singing and dancing. They buy every single dip. You hear this championing of never going to see another dip more than X%, never going to be another recession, print to go burr, up only forever. That kind of buy the dip narrative is no way near the level of one-sidedness that I would want to see at a top. Far too many people are very quickly reverting to bearishness on a few red weekly candles, and all of that tells me there is still a wall of worry to climb here. And of course, markets love to indeed climb a wall of worry. Nobody thinks this makes sense right now, okay? But as always, the thing that no one's expecting is indeed the thing that is most likely to occur. And I know a bunch of you are going to be sitting there going, well, Camel, when alt season? When alt season? Well, TechDev might have the answer for you, okay? On the one hand, we could see that we are lagging behind a little bit for alts, and alts are likely about to enter their alt season. That's what TechDev is suggesting, at least here. If, of course, we see altcoins continue to bleed, then that will indeed confirm to us that this time is indeed very, very different, not only because we're ahead of schedule, not only because we're looking for a left translated cycle top in Bitcoin, but also because the altcoin participation is simply not there. Certainly something to keep your eye on if you're heavily weighted in altcoins. This is the look you'll be looking for, not this. Something I thought would be fun to check back in on today, particularly given the announcement I'm about to make, is this whole idea of mine to exit some of my Bitcoin into gold, into physical gold, assuming I can get somewhere close to the fulfillment of this fractal. You can see this was posted back in November of 2023 when we were just trading at 18 ounces of gold per Bitcoin. Fast forward to today, this thing doesn't look so bad, does it? We're now just over 28 ounces of gold per Bitcoin. Gold price has increased significantly since then as well. As I've been saying over and over again, for me, I think somewhere in the 65 ounces of gold per Bitcoin neighborhood, I would consider mission accomplished. I would love to see 100 ounces. Whether we get there or not is to be determined, as always. For those of you that are interested in the maths, right, if we take a $2,500 gold ounce and multiply it by 65, we get around 150k Bitcoin. And if we get to this 65 ratio and gold is trading at 3,000 an ounce, that puts us somewhere in the neighborhood of $180,000 Bitcoin. If we can get to my magical number of 100, then I'm sure you can multiply those numbers by 100. Either way, though, I'm looking to continue to see Bitcoin outperform in the relatively short term. And again, this is another piece of charting data that seems to fit the idea that we could be looking for a top at around July or August. So I am, as I've been saying, going to be looking to offload some of my Bitcoin into physical gold and silver. As you know, I do not trust the derivatives. I do not trust the ETFs. I much prefer to hold the physical gold, as I do not want any counterparty risk. We're also at the benefit here in the UK of not having to pay capital gains tax on the gold coins once you sell them. So there is a tax efficient component there as well. And I get an awful lot of you, as it goes, ask me, Camel, where do I buy gold, right? Camel, can you hook us up with some gold? And the answer at long last is yes, I can, because I'm very, very happy to tell you that Tavex Bullion has agreed to give the Camel Crew a unique discount code to be used on their website for the physical bullion. So if you're looking to acquire some gold, if you too, like me, are looking to exit some of your Bitcoin into gold, this may be the cheapest way of doing it. I went back and forth with several bullion dealers, and Tavex were by far the cheapest, and they were also the most accommodating when it came to adding the capital gains tax exempt coins. So I'll put a link in the description. There's quite a nice list of products here that you can get, and they range from the Seymour Unicorn, the quarter ounce Seymour Unicorn, the myths and legends of Beowulf. I know some of you are collectors, but I was also very careful to negotiate in a deal where you can have discount on the Britannia coins as well, because I know full well that many of you are traders and many of you would much rather get the lowest possible price for the gold rather than worry about the collectible designs on the coins. And so they very, very kindly agreed to throw in the Britannia coins and include that in the discount code as well. And they've made this available to absolutely everyone, because we've got the discount applying to the 1 ounce Britannias, the half ounce Britannias, as you can see here, the quarter ounce Britannias, as you can see here, and even the 1/10. So hopefully there should be something in everyone's price range. And even if that's not the case, then you can indeed get the discount on the 1 gram Tavex bars as well. And for you silver stackers out there, you can also get hold of some of these British Britannia and Liberty silver coins, the British 1 ounce Royal Arms silver coins, and I know CPM in particular is a big fan of these, the Australian Kookaburra silver coins. And to give you some idea of the price comparison, okay, here is a 1 ounce gold coin Britannia from Tavex. You can see 1911 and 51. And if I hop over here to another supplier that I was using, I have used plenty of times before, you can see 1975. Okay, so without even applying the discount, it's already significantly cheaper. You can see the same deal on the 1/10, okay, £209 from Tavex and £228 for the same coin. So again, significant savings can be made just from using Tavex, and they've given us a discount code as well, which I'm super happy about. And the same deal applies to silver. Silver is even better. Okay, so Tavex's price, £32. This is including VAT, by the way. Whereas in some of their competitors, they're charging £32, but that's before VAT. So they'll charge you $38.40 for a 1 ounce silver coin versus Tavex that will charge you $32, including the VAT, and then you can get a discount on top if you apply the discount code. So understand this is by no means a paid promotion. This is by no means a sponsorship. This is just a partnership because I get dozens of questions a week from people asking me where they can get gold and silver. So I'm very, very happy to announce that Tavex has been kind enough to give us an exclusive Camel Crew discount. The discount code you can use is Camel Crew 22. It applies to all of these products listed here, so you can take a screenshot of that and go and take a look. The discounts you might get on the Britannias, for example, are less discount than you would get on some of these other products. And that's just simply because they're already the cheapest by far, as I've shown you. So I am super, super, super happy, super grateful to Tavex for giving us this discount code. I'll put a link to the website and the discount code in the pinned comment and the description of this video. And so with all that said, let's take a look at some charts. Dollar still kind of hanging out, still not really doing much of anything, is it? I do wonder if we are possibly going to see this whole bill approved that I've been talking about force a loss of confidence in the dollar, a dollar nosedive. If that is not the catalyst to do it, I don't know what would be. For now though, all the while we've left behind a cycle low, a 3-year cycle low, we've broken out and we're resuming to the upside, then I maintain bullish bias for the Dixie. Bitcoin, as I said, is expected to trade in range for around another 27 days, and then I think it is party time for Bitcoin. Stock market, we've been adding positions to in the members section, so got some swing lows behind. I think that we've set this second angle now, and of course that means we'll be looking for our third angle hopefully in the not too distant future. Same is true of the Nasdaq, nice bounce. I think that is probably the second angle set now, and I think that is probably a swing low that we are leaving behind, a cycle low, looking for higher prices. I also added a Dow Jones long in the member section, so happy days there, long and strong, continue to push. This is probably going to, I think, hopefully 44, 45k, somewhere in that neighborhood. Russell 2k getting a nice bounce back into that range break, so like to see that, long and strong, continue to push there. And gold right around that timing window where I'd expect to see a cycle low, right? Literally right there. So is that it? Are we going to have a swing? I was speculating that maybe we would get this 2 drives like this, and maybe we will, but now I'm starting to wonder if perhaps what we're going to get is this be the first drive, a little counter trend bounce, a second undercut, and then go slightly later, maybe just a few days later. So I'll be looking out for that. If you're a level 3 member, look out for the signals in the community tab. I'm going to be increasing exposure. As you know, as I've been talking about, there's going to be a video update. I'm not sure which instruments I'm going to use to play this. There's also some stocks on there, but either way, going to wait for that swing. As always, not stabbing in the dark, waiting to see confirmation. And once we've got confirmation, I think it will be go time for the precious metals again. Of course, if you decided to play this cycle low by physical bullion, then you can use the link in the description and the discount code Camel Crew 22. Other than that, what a wild week so far. Let's see if we can get that bill through the president. And then who knows how much chaos is going to ensue shortly thereafter. As I keep saying, this year is going to be wild and we've seen nothing yet. Also, on Saturday, we're going to be doing a whiskey, rum, and Cobra. I think it's whiskey, rum, and Diet Coke, something like that. Anyway, we're going to be doing this podcast. I think we should call it 2 swigs and a cig, personally. But yeah, we're going to be on CPM's channel doing one of our podcast things again. So tune in to that over the weekend. Other than that, you're all caught up. I hope you're doing well in life. And until tomorrow, take care from me. All the best. Cheers. Bye.